Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your full moon in Aquarius reading. Let's take a look and tap into what energy wants to show up for messages in regards to this full moon in Aquarius. Let's see what energy for Cancer for the full moon in Aquarius. Energies for Cancer for the full moon in Aquarius. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Very interesting because I feel a lot of balance. So this could represent if you are currently in a situation where things could be balancing out. There's been some turbulence or some rough road or patches. For others, this could be that new beginning of balance that's coming through. I feel with this spirituality and practicality, I kind of feel like it's, balancing both worlds, right? The spiritual world with the physical world, like bringing something into union, bringing something into balance, bringing something together is how I'm feeling. The koi fish are really sticking out to me, so be mindful if you are seeing signs and synchronicities, seeing different koi fish and, wherever, scrolling through, social medias, or whether you're just walking down the street and you see a sign and it's got koi fish. I do feel like there's signs and synchronicities that are surrounding these koi fish. Ooh, adventure. This is nice. I like this. Could be travel, but I'm kind of feeling it's a different kind of adventure. I'm kind of feeling like you're traveling on an adventure, but it's not necessarily like traveling to different destinations. You could be, there's wisdom at the bottom of the deck. I see that owl right there as well. Um, I feel something, life is taking you along a new path. I feel like this path is a lot more balanced spiritually and the physical realm for you. I feel like it brings together two worlds, like I say, the spiritual and the physical world. And I do feel like this part of your journey is going to be quite adventurous. So let's keep moving forward. Let's see what other energies want to show up. This is for the sign of Cancer. Trust. Trust the process. You see the butterfly wings right here. So clearly somebody has been through a transformation and now it's time for them to take flight. Look at this. Truth. I love this card. It does make me feel very Gemini energy when I see these two. They look like mirroring two, Gemini is the only sign of the twins. But I feel like there's this all-knowing eye in the sky that sees the truth of a situation. And I feel like it's bringing that truth maybe through your spirituality, through your I wanted to say meditation, but I was getting ready to say manifestations. I feel like there is this all-knowing eye in the sky that is bringing truth and clarity to a situation. I feel like this is bringing forth that liberation energy, which is allowing somebody to go down a new path, trusting in the process, like taking that energy and I feel moving that energy along a new path, a new journey, embarking on a new journey, getting ready to, I feel like, really connect with um, aligning on one's path, what's meant to be. There's something that feels very good about this energy. So I don't feel shadow self is on the bottom. There's that threshold, right? Uh, I don't feel, wow, gratitude at the bottom of the deck. Very nice energy. With this shadow self, like this could be an internal thing that you have been looking at. I feel like it's deep seated where, like, looking at things like, why did I tolerate this, or why did I allow this, find this acceptable, or why did I keep sweeping something underneath the rug? I kind of feel like you're looking at something within yourself, part of that shadow, that I kind of feel had you caught up in a loop or repeating a toxic cycle or something along that line. I feel like this is what you are stepping through this portal, releasing. You're releasing those old outdated thoughts, actions, something along that line where I feel like you're recognizing, you're liberating yourself from something that I feel has had you stuck. Like accepting less than would be absolutely a phrase I am feeling very strongly. This card flew out. Yes, Seven of Earth. And I don't know if you heard it fall, but it did fall on the floor. Yeah, Seven of Earth. Being mindful of what you're investing your time, energy, and effort into in the physical realm, because I kind of feel like this six is supposed to be a balanced number, right? Um, but something tells me something wasn't in balance, and it starts right off where a balance, a reciprocating energy, giving and receiving, not just giving, receiving as well, finding something in alignment. Something feels to me like it's been out of whack, off balance, and that's something I feel had to be cleared up through going within, doing some shadow work, right? Like if this was fears, doubts, insecurities, anything like that, I feel like you're liberating yourself from that old cycle chapter, whatever that may be. And I feel like somebody is ready to invest their time, energy, and effort into an adventure. And I feel like it's a beautiful adventure, a good adventure, an adventure that's higher vibrational, not this, less than sort of stuff. Wow, seven of air. Ooh, yeah, this is what someone's leaving. This is what they're, like this could be sneaky experience situations or people who are sneaky, underhanded kind of tactics. Whether if for some of you this could be you where you did things underhandedly. For others, it's about where you tolerated this deception, this underhanded, this sneaky behavior patterns, whatever this was. I feel like you're seeing that now. Yes, brought a lot of conflict, challenges, drama into your life. I kind of feel like there's no more, rose-colored glasses, sweeping it underneath the rug, ignoring it, pretending it's not there. I feel like this is facing it head on, trusting the process, in order to move yourself forward in a way, liberated away from that energy. So let's get some clarifying energy for this trust. Let's get some clarifying energy for this trust. Oops. Wow. Yep. We'll take it. I can't wait to see what the bottom of the deck is. Hold on. I got to grab the cards that fell. And these are the cards that fell. The Magician, you're manifesting something as you're closing out a cycle. This specific 10 of fire, which is a 10 of wands in other decks, in other decks, you see somebody really weighted down with baggage, with burdens, with responsibilities, with all this. In this specific Ten of Fire, you see somebody who's burning all those old contracts. See them papers? All of those old contracts, this old cycle of is being burned away because I feel like it's been blocking. Look at this. It's been blocking your growth, your drive, your ambition. There's been something that's been blocking your manifestation. And this Queen of Fire is saying to me, behind the scenes, you are contemplating, taking action, doing some soul searching, going within, really assessing, evaluating, and looking at the imbalances in your life without rose-colored glasses, without the illusion of would have, could have, should have, that sort of energy. It's more looking at the truth, the clarity, the seeing things for what it really is and knowing if it's balanced or if it's not and making those adjustments accordingly is how I'm feeling with this. So let's see what this shadow self has to say. Tell us, give us some energy about this shadow self. This is nice to see that you're burning off this old cycle, that cycle that was toxic. Seven of Swords is not a good energy. It talked about sneaky, deceptive, manipulative, underhanded kind of tactics, things like that. And it's kind of like trying to, I feel like, sabotage or block or restrict somebody from manifesting something, this new beginning, right? Through whatever means necessary, but I don't feel like that's the way it's going to go down. With the shadow self, this is somebody making choices and decisions, right? They're looking, and you can see this person has two pentacles, right? One is up and one is down, and so they're looking about the choices maybe that they've made in the past, why at that point, where they were, and along their journey to why they chose what they chose. They recognizing that something had them stuck, hanging in limbo, like not ascending, manifesting, moving forward, growing, reaching higher elevations. And now they're looking at it for what it truly is. And I feel making different choices. That's exactly how I feel. So let's keep going. Let's pull one more card. One more card. Here we go. Nine of Waters. This is wish fulfillment. These are dreams coming true. This is somebody who's a diamond in the rough. They've been underneath a lot of pressure. They are, forging. It's like their way through a situation. They're moving forward. They are going to be manifesting as they're, no longer turning a blind eye to this toxic behavior. They're burning those contracts. They're letting something go. They're leaving something out in the cold because there's something missing. And I feel like they are going for what's missing. Yes, look underneath it. There is the strength card, right? There is having the strength, courage, and confidence to persevere, to move through, to get themselves out of where they've been stuck, away from all this conflict, all these challenges, all this drama. They're getting away from that and they're going towards the sun, which is the best card in tarot. And that is their happiness, their fun, their joy. They're bringing that lightheartedness, laughter back into their life by letting go of this doom and gloom kind of energy. I feel that's been somehow, you know, shackled to them. Like it just feels to me, whatever contract this is being that cycle of that contract cycle is over. Ten of Fire talks to me about the cycle being burned away, that old contract, whatever. It could be more than one contract as well. So let's keep going. Let's get some energy from the mystical wisdom. What guidance and inspiration does the mystical wisdom deck bring forth for the sign of Cancer? Let's see what messages for the sign of Cancer. First card out is Dove, taking a leap of faith, just like we said. Look, almost right, so beautifully aligned is how I'm feeling. Bottom of the deck is memories, cherished memories of loved ones. So I feel like this is someone who has been in dealing with their shadow self, like dealing with shadow energy. I feel like there is a lot of reminiscing, going back over what was, what is now, what is was in alignment, what isn't. Maybe what was just a karmic lesson or a cycle in their life where they gained a lot of wisdom, insight, and something like that. But I do feel like they know where whatever this is, that it's no longer serving. It's not balanced. Whatever's not right, fair, just, balanced, reciprocating energy, it's time to take a leap of faith in a new direction and away from burning off that old cycle, letting that dissipate and just go. Next card up is knowledge. Seek knowledge. I did feel that energy at the beginning of all of this where it's like somebody is really seeing something or knowing something, right? Again, it gives me that reminiscence energy in that seven heavenly virtues. This is like somebody reaching for the stars and it landing in their lap. And it's as a result of the internal work they did. It's of the work they did on themselves. It's in regards to the work where they had to make tough choices and decisions. And I feel they're choosing the wish fulfillment. They're choosing what they desire, not what, it's got to have depth to it, it feels to me, not no surface level, right? BS. It can't be anything just, oh, well, it looks good or the title is there, right? It's got to have the depth. It's got to be a soul. This is a soul. This is a spiritual connection that is balanced between the spiritual and the physical realm. So I do feel something is changing for the better in someone's physical realm, and it's as a result of the balance between the physical and the spiritual. So your soul knows what your soul knows. Let's keep going. Let's pull a couple more cards. Next card up is Dragonfly. Live life to the fullest. Yeah, I feel like somebody's been playing small. They've been hiding in the shadows. They've been, not putting themselves out there. That sort of energy. I think that cycle of their life is over. Memories. They're going to look back, right, and say, no, I want so much more than this. I deserve so much more than this. That sort of energy. And I feel like they're taking the leap of faith into this invite serendipity into this magical new beginning. I feel gratitude again, twice. Be grateful for all that you have. So I definitely feel like somebody is, grabbing the bull by the horn, so to speak, and facing that shadow, stepping up, facing some fears, doubts, insecurities, having the strength, courage, and confidence, which we see right here with the Leo energy, to let something go that's been blocking them from progressing, from moving forward, from evolving, from living their best life. It's like there's been a block, maybe went down a wrong road and you've been down that wrong road for a long time, and now you're like changing that up. You're like, no, I'm going to turn around and get back on my correct path. That's what I'm feeling happening here. I hope this serves you well, Cancer. I send you an abundance of love and light. Please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and if you are interested in buying me a coffee, my link is in the description box below.